This is the Lord's Day lesson for January the 25th, 2026, here on Following Him, the Disciple Life. Being the hands and feet of Christ has much more of an edge to it than we often realize. We talk about being the hands and feet of Christ, and you may have heard this phraseology used, and it is a good way to present it. Jesus, he's gone back to heaven. So his church, the body of Christ, the individuals that comprise that body, because without the people, you don't have the church. The church is made up of the people. They carry out his mission. They are his hands and feet. And I guess if you talk about, sharing his truth, they are his mouth and this sort of thing. Of course, we don't speak in place of him. We share what he's given through his word. We don't, we're not making up stuff or anything. But add in a verse like Galatians 2:20. And this idea of being the hands and feet of Christ will take on an edge. It'll get a lot more serious. Because here we have Paul saying, I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. So, crucified with him. What sort of commitment? When Christ was crucified, crown of thorns on the head. We transform our minds, right? The hands, and the Greek concept of hand actually went down through the wrist. But the hands nailed, well, we give up our efforts. The back scourged, well, we give up our strength. The feet nailed to that cross. Our journey, our walk is now his. Being the hands and feet of Christ, this ties in with being crucified with him. We're his hands and feet because we aren't ours anymore. We're his. You have a great rest of the day. This is a Lord's Day. Speaking of being his, would encourage you, admonish you to make sure that you are worshiping and studying with fellow disciples. This is the day when the disciples of the Christ gather for study and worship and to partake of the Lord's Supper. And shalom.